everyone. Welcome back to another session of Riffs. I am here with the gang. Say hi, gang.
Hi, gang.
Hi, gang.
Of course, Kriana, Piff, Burn, Narrator, and Inferno. Unfortunately, Pam could not join us this week. But as has become a tradition, I am going to show off some of our fan art that has been made up over just the last week. Just one week.
1 week.
And let's start with Rifty Fell's Patrick shedding a little tear.
Aw.
Aw. Oh, Patrick. And how about a picture of all of us? Very chibi-like. We've got Alicia with the military uniform. We've got Pam. We've got Patrick. We've got Mila. We've got Al. And we've got Tom. Very cute. Very, very sweet. Then we've got... Okay, the comic I'll show last because that takes some time. Then we've got this from Elora, the Science All the Things! Brownie points if you know who that is.
Like the meme or the character?
No, the character.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, everyone will know it's Patrick. I wanted to give you, it's Christmas. I wanted to give people brownie points.
Gotcha.
All right, and we've got this written, made by Elora too. This is when Pam was talking to Coins and getting Coins to trust her through absolutely no fiendish means, just her charm.
Nope. Yeah, definitely. Definitely that.
It's a really, really good drawing. And last but not least, we have this comic, and this is why I'm saving it for last. This is a comic made by Gur, I believe. And can I zoom in on it? Why can't I zoom in on it? Weird.
Well,
That's why I gave you the Imager one.
Well,
Oh, well, then.
well,
Okay.
for those of you, those of you who are interested, of course, you can go onto Twitter and just search #RiftyFell, and you'll see it, and you'll be able to read it all. It pretty much encapsulates Tom's kidnapping in a
Yes.
very humorous tone.
It does. It's well worth the read. And that's my video. Hey, we're streaming. You don't need to watch that. And that's it. That's it for this week.
Wait, we're streaming?
We're streaming right now.
Shit! All right. All right. Speaking of, let's get down to business, shall we?
Yes.
Yes.
We don't need to do a whole recap of the last session. Suffice to say, you rescued some slaves and now are on two separate hunts, it seems. One is a hunt for a changeling in which you all have cleverly arranged and paid for a special dinner and evening's entertainment for the cream of the crop of New Laszlo, in which you have instructed to put, at the very least, saline or salt in every bit of food in the hopes that the changeling will show up guised, eat the salt, and the reaction will uncover who they are. And the other hunt is a hunt for, well, not really a hunt for, more of the breaking into the home of one Tyne Person, or, yeah, Person, it's just spelled with two S's, who's the community head of Huddersfield, who seems to be linked to slavery. It was identified, her voice was identified by one of the slaves, and Tom very expertly avoided her questions, although she herself revealed maybe a little too much. So since she's going to be busy at this dinner, I believe the plan is to have some members of the party break into her house and try to find further evidence of her nefarious dealings. So with that, we are on the morning. We are in the morning of the next day. The dinner, Zoe has actually confirmed with you guys that the dinner at the Painted Lodge will start at 6 o'clock p.m. The guests will arrive at 6 p.m. Dinner will start at 6:30 and go on until 11 o'clock at night. So, since it is the morning, however, you guys have a very, very good chunk of the day to kind of do whatever you would like, or to discuss or rehash or to specify plans. It's kind of just open time for you fine folks. So, I'll open the floor to you guys. Oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Is my armor done?
Let's see here. You got your helmet, right? Yeah, he said give it a full day, and It has been yesterday was a full day, so yes, it is. It is Max. If you go visit Max in the morning, he will return to you your repaired helmet. Definitely.
Sweet, sweet.
All right. For a morning errand, Patrick is actually going to go to the. I think the best place would probably be the junkyard,
Okay, yeah.
and he's going to ask the trash
The trash lord.
the trash the junk keeper.
Yeah,
I
the junk
guess.
dealer. Yeah, for lack of a better word, junk dealer. Yeah.
If there's an area that has radios.
Radios. Oh, geez, they're scattered kind of everywhere. But if you go over to the northwestern pile, we like to put a lot of the scrap electronics there, especially the light handheld ones. If I had to guess, it'd probably be in that direction there, bud.
Thank you. And we'll probably venture that way and
Okay.
actually try to scrounge up as much bits of radio as I can.
Okay, so now are you just looking for parts, or are you looking for a fully functioning one, or either or?
Something that functions as a radio, not the chassis or anything like that, but
Oh,
um,
okay.
like a receiver or transceiver or something like that.
Okay, okay, very cool. Roll me percentile dice.
All right.
Okay. So, at first, you get a little bit lost because the junk dealer, he said it was on the northwestern side of the pile. You go to the northwestern side of the pile, and this is the same damn pile where you found the space shuttle. It's been kind of moved around quite a bit, but there's no... He's not talking about right. So, it's actually the northeastern pile. So you have to traverse the other way, kill it, like burning some time, and you finally come across these scrap electronics. But a lot of them look like really old, like toasters and appliances and just pre-riffs like junk. And it's like data cards and circuit boards just scattered everywhere. There's very full like chassis or anything like that. But digging through it, it takes about an hour, Patrick. But you are able to find... you run a current through it real quick by just jerry-rigging maybe like a portable power supply that you have with you. It can run a current just fine, and it is both a receiver for one brand of radio, and then also you find the transmitter of another radio. Once again, they don't have their chassis. It's more just like the loose electronics of it.
Mhm.
But give me an electrical engineering roll, please.
Okay.
Okay, but thanks to your knowledge and training, you're able, even though they're from different brands, you're able to connect them just fine and get them as a full-length functional transmitter receiver. So without the chassis, but you kind of have what makes a radio in your hands.
All right. Probably not going to try to spend too much more time here. Probably just another hour to try to scrunch up as many pieces as a receiver as I can get.
Okay.
Should I have another roll or just?
Yeah, give me another roll. That first one was pretty high, so... Okay, yeah, you're able to find it easily.
All right. So I have like two at this point, I guess.
Yep, you do.
Sure. Okay.
Yep, you most certainly.
And I will come back to the nice junk dealer and
Mhm.
say these, and I probably have bits and pieces of wires and things like that.
You know what? The junk dealer takes a look at it, looks at you, and goes, I see shit like this every single day. It's free, man. You don't even have to donate anything. Just you getting it out of the scrapyard is payment enough.
All right, and I will have no other talk about that. Scoop it up and go back to the
Before he changes his mind. Run! Run!
gold, I say.
So that's Patrick's at least first few hours of the morning. How about the rest of you? Anything in particular
Yeah, I would I would like to take a trip to or at least see if I can find first things first, if there is a non-black market place I could go to search for, say, bugs or surveillance equipment. But failing that, I would like to try and find one at a not so reputable dealer.
Okay, so you're looking for pretty much security electronics.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a moment. I have to think about the logic of New Laszlo. Because much like in nowadays, getting certain things isn't necessarily illegal. We're going to say it's going to be based on a quality thing. Whereas the very basic stuff would be available, maybe in very limited quantities, we'll say at like Laser Villa.
Mm-hmm.
But if what they have doesn't meet your specifications, you might have to find some illegal experts. Sound fair?
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds fair.
So I don't know a whole lot about bugging equipment, just to be honest. But that is okay because I can bullshit it pretty darn well. How about this? Instead of us bogging down on model numbers and everything like that, what's the important thing of bugging equipment, right? Which is, the important thing is the size of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The important thing is how far it can be transmitted from, right?
Right.
And whether it picks up audio or video or both, and the quality of the audio and video. And also, like, the range of it, too, correct?
And one more that I would think of would be, does it have its own power source, or do you have to hook it into a power source?
Excellent. Okay. Precise. Fantastic. So tell me, let's make it easier. Tell me what you're looking, like, what is the ideal bug that you're looking for?
In order to answer that accurately, I would kind of have to ask you, in a modern house like Rift's, in a house where Tyne lives, what kind of devices could I expect her to have? I'm assuming like typical phone lines don't really exist.
Correct.
So a phone wouldn't be, but what other type of communication thing could I normally expect to find?
Okay, communications in the world of Rifts, there are no satellite radios. Space is a big unknown, almost like an orbital scrapyard from what everyone figures. So there's no beams going off into space. So most of it is radio transmission, honestly. Long-range communication. There might be phone lines, like, say, in Chi-Town, or really they're data lines is what they are. In Chi-Town or Laszlo or very big cities where there would be like a physical cable running underneath the earth from one facility to another. But in a rural community 40 miles away from New Laszlo, it is fair to expect that there is no such data line or phone line or anything like that. So the primary means of communication that you can figure is a radio. Other than that, like literal messengers that get run back and forth.
Got it. What about entertainment? Is there anything like a TV or a radio?
There are personal computers, and there are, like, you just browsing around Laser Villa, you know, there's definitely personal music players, some stereos perhaps, but television? No television, because there's no, well, once again, in New Laszlo, there's no TV stations, right? So
makes sense.
no luck on that. So it's mostly personal computers and music.
Okay, so what I would be looking for would be small devices that would generally pick up and transmit sound. Don't need video as much. I mean, if they have video, that's a bonus. But
They don't
sound
have video.
Sound's going to be the big one.
big one. All
Either something that has its own power supply, or I can hook into, like, for example, if it goes into a personal computer, it feeds off the personal computer's power source. That kind of thing.
All right. Okay.
That would be what I would be looking for.
All right. There are at Laser Villa. There are two auditory bugs that they have available that they can sell. One is a little on the blockier side. It's probably about, we'll say, 3 inches by 2 inches. It's a thin rectangle almost looking like a very thin hard drive of a modern day laptop, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has its own power source. It can run 3 hours unattended before it needs a recharge. However, because the battery isn't calibrated all that well, so it might be able to last longer with a better battery, but this is all they got. The audio quality on it, though, is extremely good. It can pick up to like 30 decibels, which is actually very, very low, in a 25-foot area. And the quality, you're actually kind of surprised for the quality of just some random piece of tech, you know, in a backwater shop, so to speak. It's not really backwater, but anyway. The other bug is a little bit more limited, but it is smaller. It's only about the size of like a Canadian dollar coin, a loonie, or like a silver dollar. We'll say a silver dollar. You guys might know that a little bit more than loonies. Anyways, it's about the size of a silver dollar. It does require its own exterior power source, but with that exterior power source, it is not very resource heavy. So it can run for a long time, even on like a basic 9-volt battery. Its audio quality is a little bit more limited. Its quality is fair, and its range is about a reliable 15 meters in diameter from its source. It can pick up a regular conversation just fine in that area. Anything quieter, then you have to turn up the audio feedback. You start to hear some background noise. The quality then goes from fair to poor.
Got it.
That's what they have available just at Laser Villa.
All right,
Now,
mhm.
now, if you're looking for black market sources, I'll just let you know kind of the reality of the world, and you would know this as a former agent, because you would want to probably contact the black market and say Laszlo, right?
Right.
The black market in the world of Rifts is like an organized crime family, where you just don't show off up the street and say, hey, I'd like to buy some cocaine. Does anyone have any cocaine? It's all about connections. It's all about who knows someone. If you want to get connected to someone in the actual black market, you have to have an introduction, right? And it gets harder and harder the higher levels you want to go. So keep that in mind. Now, so yeah, you would have to form like to get in touch with the black market. Like, even if you showed up to a storefront, right? It's just you, Al, and you knew from like a streetwise check or rumors on the street that this is a front for like illegal electronics. You know what I mean? Even if you go to the proprietor and you say, hey, yeah, I know there's something that I can get from here, they'll deny it, right? Because they don't know who you are, right? You could be a cop, you could be a spy, you could be a competitor, you could be a cyber knight vigilante, right? So there's a bit of trust that you need to cultivate. So just give you a heads up.
Then I think my first task would be first of all the other bugs. Real quick before I buy these. Well, actually, I'm going to buy them either way. Would you consider Al's training to be trained to plant bugs, but probably nothing too fancy? Like, for example, connecting it to an external power source in a wall might be beyond his skill, but planting a bug itself probably would be in his skill.
Yes.
Okay.
Bingo. I think that is a very fair assumption. Yes.
Okay. I might want to buy several or a few of each kind, and then might go to Patrick to.
There's only one of each.
Okay, then I'll buy one. I'll buy both of them, and then I might be
Okay.
going to Patrick later to see if he can hook up the external to some sort of better battery or something.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
actually a good thing. Do they have a high quality battery that, even if it doesn't necessarily interface with this, maybe I could possibly see Patrick could finagle a way to connect them?
Yeah, I mean, you can't go into Patrick's brain to
Right.
know exactly what he can finagle, but you have seen him do some pretty impressive things with wires. So yes, there is a very durable lithium iode battery that is top of the line. It's normally used. It's relatively small and flat and light. but it's normally used to power laser shows. For example, one of their laser emitters from outside there, they use those types of batteries, and they sell them as well. They last for like 72 hours before needing charge. They are top of the line. They're pricey at 5,000 credits each, but they might be exactly what you're looking for.
Then I will get one of each bug and that battery.
All right, so the grand total then will be about 7,000 credits.
All right, hang on. Let me go change that. And then my next point of reference would not be the XCOM roleplay. Why did I click on that? Would be
I have no clue.
to look for our good friend Lee.
Oh my God! All right, before you do that,
Yes.
I'd like to touch back with Mila and Tom. Because I'm interested, do you guys have anything in particular you wanted to do in the morning? Something that you really wanted to do in New Laszlo? People you wanted to see, talk to, anything like that?
No, not really.
Oh, if you don't, that's okay. You don't have to. I just want.
I know.
want. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just gonna play with Hannibal. That's it.
Aw. Okay. Hannibal licks your face all the
Yay.
time. He's in the licky stage.
Oh,
Being
jeez.
a puppy. Where he licks everything. Anyway. Mila?
No.
Okay. Would any of you want to? Oh, God, why would you want to cut me, Al, trying to find Lee? Hey, you know that guy we all hate? Want to go find him? Fuck you, Al. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. I don't want to find Lee.
Guys.
All right. Okay, so I'll give you 3 guesses where Lee might be,
Yep.
and the first 2 don't count.
That one bar. Can't think of the name, but the one we found him.
Priest.
Yes, the dishonored priest.
Yeah. I think it's called the dishonest. I can't remember if it's the dishonored or the dishonest. Let's find out. The dishonest priest.
Ooh.
Okay. Either way. Let's see here. So, it is probably around 10 o'clock in the morning, I think would be fair to assume. And much like you ventured into the dishonest priest before, there are a few groggy bouncers with some fresh bruises on their arms and their knuckles, along with a few resolute individuals who are eating whatever they serve at the dishonest priest for breakfast, which seems like some sort of porridge that has alcohol in it. Lee, however, cannot be found at the bar. However, you do know where his motel room is, for lack of a better word. So that might be a place to check.
I will, before I go, can I get a drink to go? Preferably something that Lee would enjoy.
Okay. Remembering the smell of alcohol on his breath, you do know that he mixed between whiskey and vodka. He seemed to have enjoyed both those hard liquors.
Then I would go to the barkeep and ask if I can get a mug, a cup, or of either, and get it to go. I don't know what they let me take out or whatnot.
Well, you can drink on the street. They don't care. That's up to the police.
All right.
But yeah, but the bartender asks, "You want a mug of whiskey?"
Yes, please.
Okay. Like fill it up to the top?
Close to the top, yeah.
Okay. Takes out a bottle of high impact whiskey, takes out a dirty mug, pours the whiskey into it's like a pint. A pint of whiskey, yeah.
When he's
Oh,
about
starts
halfway, I'd
pouring.
stop and go, wait, actually,
Uh-huh.
can you dilute it some?
Delude? He asks you as if he's never heard that word before.
I'm gonna be straight honest with him. I'm gonna be like, I need to talk to a friend who frequents this place often. I'd like to bring him a gift to say hello, but I also wouldn't want him slobbering drunk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it gets about halfway full, and he at this point when he stops, he puts the ball around, just looks around, finds a dirty bottle of water and fills up the rest of it with that, and then gives you the mug.
And I will
3
pay him
creds.
full price. Yeah. All right, 3 creds then.
All right.
Thank you, my good man.
No problem. Hey, out of curiosity, who's your friend?
You know, I don't really know his name. You know how it goes. You meet, you see each other across the bar. You don't ask too much.
Yeah, okay. He kind of gives a bit of a roll of his eyes and goes back to cleaning dirty mugs with a dirty rag that doesn't seem to clean them, just seems to just smudge the dirt around. And you're able to leave unmolested.
All right. I will go to his motel room and knock on the door.
You knock once. There's no answer. However, with your enhanced hearing, oh my god, your hearing is fabulous.
Oh my god, it's so enhanced.
With your enhanced hearing, you do hear the shuffle of like a body and fabric kind of like just moving around in there somewhere. Like just that rustle of someone kind of thrashing around in their bed. After the first set of knocks.
I would knock again, a little louder. And then I would very close to the door say, "Oh my gosh, I happen to have a whole mug of whiskey, but I have no one to help me drink it."
Wait, just a second. Just a second. You hear Lee say as he's getting up, and you hear a stumble, and you hear a sharp thud hit the ground, and an expletive, and then you hear more rummaging around. Something breaks until finally you feel an impact by the door, as the door creaks open just by an inch, and you see the bleary red eye of Lee poke out and be like, "Oh, it's you."
I'm going to give him the biggest, friendliest smile I have.
Oh, jeez. Then his bleary eye looks down towards the mug and goes, "Is that actually for me?"
It is actually for you.
And then out from the door opens just a little bit more, enough for his hand to slip out, so he can make grabby hands and reach for it.
I would hold it back a little bit for 5 minutes of your time.
He throws open the door. You see he's half dressed. Thankfully, his undergarments are on. And he lets you into Shays Lee, which is still as dirty, stinking hovel as it has ever been.
I would give him the whiskey and give him a few seconds or so to take a couple sips. No, I'm not there to rush him.
Oh, good, because he grabs both his hands around the mug and just starts nursing at it.
After some time, I would clear a spot somewhere to sit.
Oh, okay. Roll a D100 to see if you get tetanus. No, just kidding.
Oh no!
You find a. Oh no! You get tetanus.
No, okay, I would use my mechanical.
I'm joking. It's
I know.
fine. But on the corner, one of the corners of his bed seems the least stained.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest you go for that one.
I will do so. I would sit down and I would say, "Lee, I know we haven't always been on the best of terms, but we are able to work together, and you know, if nothing else, we are good for our word. I have a favor to ask."
He gives a sigh and starts drinking, and his bleary eyes look at you to continue.
I promise this will not require you to leave the city or travel any rifts or anything of the kind. Well, let me start from the beginning. A few days ago, we found a slaver ring operating out of New Laszlo, capturing people and selling them into slavery. And we rescued the people that were going to be sold into slavery, and they were not in good condition. And I tell you this as a doctor. They were very harshly treated. We have reason to believe the leader of the smuggling ring is also the leader of one of the communities in this area. that has enough influence that we can't just point them out without any sort of solid evidence. I need to get that evidence. And in order to do that, I need surveillance equipment that can't be got through, and then he would pause, conventional means.
Okay.
I-
So,
Oh, I was going to say, I know that the way the black market works in these areas well enough to know that I'm probably not going to get in without some sort of introduction. I was hoping you might be able to help in that department.